How did you first get involved with the Huntington Disease Society?
Obviously, when I first got to San Diego, um, I initially was aware of it through Bill Johnson, and obviously I met his wife Mona. And when I first did it, I was actually first time being aware of it. Just never heard of it, never knew nobody that had it. And then when I met Bill Johnson, met his wife, I wasn't really aware of the effect that it had on people. Just to see Mona, when she had it, she was still kind of, she knew who I was. She was just, like a regular person to me. So I'm thinking like, this is Huntington disease. And then I did research on it, and over time, experiencing it firsthand with Mona, to see the loss of movements, to see the loss of memory, it's kind of like years backwards. Like you start off at 30 and then you end up at 8 years old, and it's just all of that combined made me. It was really touching for me because I can remember when Mona knew who I was. She would give me a hug, and now it's like you got to kind of explain to her who I am, and I think that's what hurted me the most, when she didn't know who I was anymore. And I think from that point on, I knew it was just, me trying to do my part, trying to get people aware, trying to get the sports world aware. Look, this is a disease that occurs in the United States, it occurs around the world. And as a player, as a NFL player, I'm just trying to get people aware of this thing and trying to raise as much money as we can to help cure this thing.
So this is something that really became really personal for you because it's something that you saw firsthand through Bill Johnson's wife, Verona.
Yeah, so it was kind of like having a friend
Yeah.
around you, and then meeting his wife, and then over time seeing the effect that the disease had on his wife, which ultimately had an effect on Bill Johnson, which ultimately had an effect on their family, then it had an effect on me because I was able to see it. And sometimes when you hear about things, it doesn't really set in until you be around it and you actually see it, and you're like, wow, I can't believe that this is happening to such a wonderful person, such a wonderful husband, such a wonderful family. And that's when it was time for me to just try to get involved and do the best I can, and trying to have this fundraiser, Shoot the Cure, which have been spectacular over the last 5 years. People has came out to support it, and it just hopefully every year it just getting bigger and bigger.
Was this disease something that you ever heard of or you were aware of before you came to Chargers and Bill Johnston asked you to be part of their Shoot for a Cure event? Had you heard of it before?
No, I never heard of Huntington disease. I wasn't aware of it. I had no idea. I heard of Parkinson's disease. I've heard of Alzheimer's, and the Huntington disease is supposed to be a combination of the two. So it was just a rare, unique disease which people wasn't aware of.
Okay, can you just tell us what you're doing now for the Shoot for a Cure? I know you've been chairperson for the past 5 years.
Yeah. Well, the Shoot the Cure is just obviously a free throw contest which have a lot of food, a lot of fun, and I think people come out and they have this free throw contest to try to win money, obviously to support this cure. And I'm telling you, it's been like over the last 5 years, it's just grown. And I just get a chance to be around the Charger players, and they come out and support it, the staff come out and support it, and we just make it a very fun event. But it's going to a very good cause, which everybody can, appreciate. And I think that's the reason why I've been a part of this thing for 5 years.
You and your teammates, you guys all have a bunch of great causes. Each of you, after school, working with the kids, homeless people, but this is something that you guys have really rallied about, and I'm not sure if because the rest of your teammates had been touched by your relationship with Bill Johnston and knowing his wife as well.
Right. I think when you're around someone, for the past 7 years I've been around Bill Johnston, and just to be able to see how he was able to handle the situation, make you appreciate life itself, regardless of what's going on. You saying, as a man, your wife has this disease, and you still do everything you can to come to work, to support your wife, to support the disease, to have a cause, to trying to get guys involved. It's just it takes nothing less than an amazing man to do something like that. And that's why I have so much respect for Bill Johnson.
I'll tell you this. I mean, I bug Bill Johnson all the time because working in the media, I'm after him for this interview and that interview.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this. I don't think people realize what a difficult thing it is to have to deal with on a daily basis.
It is. I tell you, I take my hat off to Bill Johnson because I just can't imagine how strong mentally you have to be to deal with this day in and day out. Ultimately, the cause of this disease and you're trying to find a cure, trying to help, and whether or not you help the person you initially trying to help, but you're trying to help people in the future who comes up with this disease. It just takes a strong person to do such things.
All right, and I don't want to change the subject abruptly on you, but how's your off season been? I know you're here working out now, and a bunch of the guys are around the facility. How are things going for you this off season?
Well, it's wonderful. Just to see the guys here starting off on the right foot. Obviously, you can't win the championship in May, but you can start on the right path. And I think the structure of winning the championship never changes. Obviously working hard. Preparing, doing the right thing, having trust in one another, just knowing that this guy got my back, he's here working just as hard as I am. So when it is time to play, I can look over and say, wow, we've been working out since May. It's our time this year. Forget all the rumors, forget all the hype. It's our time. Why? Because we worked hard enough to embrace that opportunity, and I think that's what we're looking forward to doing this year.
And I know a couple of your teammates are ready. Every time we talk to Philip, he sounds like he's bouncing off the walls and just ready to go crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just exciting. When you have a group of guys that really, really want to win, when that is their main concern, when that is their main goal, what more can you ask for? You know what I mean? I've been around guys whose goal was, how good I play, whose goal is how many Pro Bowls I go to. But now it seems like a family-oriented team, which these guys want to win. When you look up and you come in the first day of, off-season workouts, just about 90-some%, guys that's here. I mean, that speaks volumes for what we're trying to accomplish.
Thank you.